Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. The last video I did, if you're sort of catching up with what I'm doing, first of all, can I say welcome if you just sort of joined me. I'm still quite small in numbers, but hey ho, that'll get there. But the last one I did, because I'm sort of very much on the sort of Valentine's theme, if you did happen to watch it, if you didn't, it was hashtag 61. Well, it's my last one released actually. Which was just the single rose, because I did a load of roses and things with this, and if obviously without harping on about it, if you watch the last one you'll know exactly where I'm going. But I had quite a few that I had left over, but what I want to show you is I'm going to make another card, but literally do it like you're putting a bunch of roses together. Okay, so I think to start with, instead of having like love you very much on that card, I think same theme, but let's just do love you. And I'm sort of adapting this to beginners as well, so if you haven't got a stamping block, which, you know, your birthdays, Christmases and things, you can do without it. But if and when, you know, if you fancy getting a stamping block, I don't mean these, you know, the stamping like these things, they are very good, because if you don't quite get it in the right place, or it doesn't quite stamp as well as you want it to, you know, you can redo it. So, but I'm going to show you how. Just want to make sure it's as level as it can be, because I'm going to be having my flowers there. I tend to, especially if you plan and know what you're going to do with your card prep, I tend to often do my stamp. I keep saying printing. You probably irritate you probably when you hear me say that on other videos. I don't mean print, but when I stamp out, I often like to do that first, because your card can sort of warp a little bit and things like that. But anyway, let's just sort of quickly go through this. This should be a really sort of quick card, because I've got a lot of it ready again, because I do, as I often say, a little bit Blue Peterish. VersaFine pigment ink for fine details. I've got no affiliations with them, but I think this is a really, really, really good stamping ink. Okay. Your biggest thing is just don't get it in the wrong place, because if you get it on your hands, and that the next thing is on your card. So work out where you want it to go. Because I'm going to have my flowers there. Do you know, I might just have it over to the side to make sure it don't encroach on the flowers. Okay, so it would be much more difficult to re-stamp that if it didn't stamp well, but generally as a whole this stamps well anyway. So after I'd finished with that, I tend to use a baby wipe on there, and no time like the present, and pop it away where it come from, because I mean, it sounds like I'm obsessional. I'm not at all, actually. But if you put them away again, because you know, it's like you craft them, sometimes it gets to be bits everywhere. So this particular, it's not a known brand, but it's quite a nice little set. I forget where I got it from. Got lots of sort of flowers on, and rather lovely. I've not used that one yet, but I think it's rather lovely. Anyway, stop talking a minute, Sarah, because if not, you won't be able to get on. Because I've stamped that and it's not had a chance to dry, if you literally pop your embossing powder on it now, yeah, well, I'll teach you another little trick. That should cover nicely anyway. Let's just have a little bit of noise. I often put something on the back of it, so it's like magic, or magic wand. There we go. If I wanted to build this up a bit, the fact I'm just now doing this, and it's actually a little bit warm, yeah, because of the hot gun, I could now potentially load that up a bit more. Can you see that's actually built some more up? Oh no, look at that. My flowers will go there, but I've obviously got some on my hand there, some of my ink. The flowers will go there. It's because can you see this obviously took some more embossing powder. You see it's given quite a lovely effect. Right, put that out of the way. Done with. Yeah, look at that. I haven't got one that someone did recommend to me, a sand eraser. So it's just like a rubber, but it's got, I suppose it's got more grit on it or something. And if you have like a little mark on there, as long as it's dry, it'll come off. But generally, so the card is now ready for the next stage. Now what I want to show you here, let's put them all out of the way. Try and put things back where they need to be. What I want to show you, I've got flowers that I've already got ready. Okay, so like I said, this was going to make this a quickish card. But what I want to show you here today is, if you then, I don't know if you remember, if you have watched my it's not yesterday's actually. Oh no, it is probably. But anyway, my last video. Anyway, my last YouTube video. I had printed out lots of leaves, flowers, and things, and I showed you how to do them with an just one of these daubers and your distressed oxides, and just, you know, once you've done this stage, what you've stamped out, then use your embosser over there and then pop it into your embossing pad and do that. That's what I did yesterday. But anyway, because I had a lot of flowers left over, I just wanted to show you how I was going to make a bundle, you know, like a bouquet of flowers. Okay, because like I said, this was the one we did yesterday, quite singular and quite simple. Because this set here, card magic making, comes from Craft Stash. But although I'm showing you a rose, if you've got some stamps or anything else, or any other flowers you've got in your own stash, use them, because I'm just showing with this, but you can adapt it to absolutely anything you've got. But obviously this set came with these which cut out all the leaves. Now generally it came as a set. I wouldn't mind your comments on this, on what you think, but when you then cut them out, here's what I want to show you. I could literally show you where this one, okay, I've done that with embossing, but so, you know, it's not quite so precision on the flower anyway. But when you actually cut this out, if I now show you too, it cuts out beyond. Does that make sense? So where's my cutting pads? Hold on. Whoops. Another little tip, all your boxes and things, use those like a shim, and you can just put them in the bin anyway. So look, so if I'm popping that on there, I tend to hold it in place, and fingers crossed it doesn't move in the time I'm putting it through. Pop it through here. So this is what I want to show you. Can you see? Let's cut that out perfectly okay. And if you're happy with that, okay, where if you'd, for example, instead of me doing it with the daubers and you can use distressed inks in the same way. This is actually from when I showed you the last time, where you literally just pop some of your distressed ink on one of these or some sort of surface, and then use one of these little water pens and then paint. But you'll still, even if you can see, if you've painted that, they still cut out, which I don't know. I almost think, really, unless they come as a set, I don't think as a whole I would actually buy those to go with it, because they're obviously more expensive if you buy them with the stamps, because, you know, the effect you get, I don't know. I'm anyway, where I'm going with that, and like, for example, here, so leave me a comment on your thoughts. This was like cutting out one of the rose heads, which I suppose, you know, if they're all cut out the same, they'll all look the same, won't they? Because they'll all have that sort of white edge around the side. But I don't personally like it ever so much. So back to what I was doing. I have sort of patiently then cut these round. Yeah, so here's a load I've done earlier. If I hold this up close to the light as well, these were obviously without being coloured. Which, okay, they are all right, aren't they? You know, it depends on what sort of style, what you like or you don't like. But that's how it is. Because I'm thinking, well, if they do, you know, it's not particularly this company, it's anybody that do them. They never, very rarely fit exactly. But why can't they make them so they fit exactly? Anyway, there you go. So what we're then going to do is, hopefully cover that mark I've made on there now, is potentially make a bouquet of flowers. Yeah, so initially I was going to cut out a few more flowers to go on here, but I think it doesn't need that many actually. Probably that one there, maybe that one there, that one, maybe that one there. Probably going to have to do something that ideally covers off, and mind you, they've got the leaves going the same way, but we can change that in a sense. There, that's quite nice. So you only got your love you there. So now we could either, I have a scrap bag where I keep all my ribbons and that. I've got lots of ribbons, you know, on the reels, but if anything comes in a parcel or anything, it's incredible how beautiful ribbons they use too. Well, I have to keep them. So I don't have to do that or just some string. I think actually I might do, I'm not ever so good at doing bows, to be fair. So what I'm going to try and do now, what I've done before, is try and just hold that together somehow with just, I don't want it to be visible particularly, so I've just got a little bit of sellotape here. Fingers crossed we'll sort of hold them together. Yeah, okay. So now could use, do you know what, I don't know, maybe this ribbon would just be a bit more on there than just string. Let's try the ribbon. So now doesn't have to be on there at the moment. I hope you're enjoying my channel. Like I say, I've sort of started a good 6 months ago, but I mean, I gather from a lot of channels they then take quite a while to actually all sort of set themselves up. But I'm getting there, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And do you know what? As far as I'm concerned, if I see, it's not big enough. If I can, I think I might do string actually, because I think actually that's possibly too wide. It's going to be very hard to do a bow with. I'm going to try and do this. Me trying to do a double bow isn't necessarily going to work either. But anyway, let's have a little look. I think the trick is if you can get actually I quite like it like that. So now all we're going to do is pop this here on the card. So bit of glue required. You need something with a bit of welly. Do you know what? I love this stuff. I might even pop a bit of that, just raise it up a bit more, but you know, if you're not necessarily putting it through the post, it won't matter. Just allowing it to sort of hold it together fairly. Right, there we go. Okay, I've done it as a double bow. I don't know whether I should have done or not, but I think that's quite lovely. Now, if you wanted to, you could now pop a couple more leaves in there just to give it a bit more as well. Which, if I was now doing that, I think yes, I will. So what I'll do is a couple of little sticky pads on the back of them and just tuck them in. So we're just putting that there so it looks like it's added to there, and maybe another one the other side. That won't show through. I sort of bundle them up a little bit at the back so it doesn't then show where the leaves go. Now that one's there, which is fine. Probably just so they sort of don't fall off the card or anything, I might just pop one of these underneath there. So we still popped up, because there's nothing worse than them going to fall off there. Like I say. There. Because that's there. Maybe that one, so it does look like it's hanging a bit loose, doesn't it? Another little pad on there. These are just them like double-sided sticky back pads. I think they probably come free in a magazine, to be fair. Just for now. And take that off there. And there you have a whole little bouquet of flowers. Hope you like. Till the next time. But can you see? Really quite effective. I mean, if you're into flower arrangements in any way, you know, that's a little bit flower arranging with your cards. But I personally think that's quite stunning. Okay, leave us a comment, and till the next time, see you soon.